Welcome to the Kinected Podcast, where we shine a spotlight on the incredible members of our Kinected community. I'm Brent Fessler, your host, and each episode, we're diving into the stories, the expertise, and the passions of the innovators, the entrepreneurs, and the change makers who make Kinected so special. So our goal here is to inspire collaboration, spark new connections, and drive business opportunities within our community. So today we're thrilled to introduce Jorge Cruz with Celestial Window Cleaning, who's doing amazing things right here at Kinected as well. And so let's get started. Jorge, thanks for being here with us today.
Hey, Brent, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you bet. Can you tell us about yourself and your journey to where you are today in this business and profession?
Well, about myself, I guess a little bit of personal background, 35 years old, been in San Antonio for 15, so almost half my life here. Married, 2 daughters, passionate about helping people. Last 4 years maybe was a big journey of self-discovery, purpose discovery, we felt like it was actually last summer where we felt like God wanted us to start a business. My question was, well, what kind of business am I supposed to start? Because I have no money to invest. That's a conversation for another time, but I had no money to invest. So I was like, okay, God, you want me to start something, but what am I supposed to start? And things about window cleaning started popping up on my feed. I started thinking that, this was what I was supposed to do. One day I remember summer last year, actually almost a year exactly. My idea was, I was doing DoorDash at the time. And I said, I'm going to start doing extra DoorDash so that I can go buy some tools. God has a sense of humor, right? So for X, Y reason, I actually did less than what I usually did, to the point where I had, in a worship service, I prayed and I said, hey, God, if you really want me to do this, I need you to help me, because my plan didn't work. And actually walking out of the church, somebody walks up to me and gives me a check for $500.
Wow.
So that was like my first confirmation that, okay, I think this is something God wants me to do.
Yeah.
No expertise in window cleaning at all. I've done a little bit of everything. Since I came to San Antonio, I've worked in a kitchen, call center,
manufacturing.
My last job was a quality engineer for an automotive company.
Yeah.
So everything, it's been related to people in a way, right? Mostly hearing complaints, but nonetheless, learning to listen to people, let them know that I'm there to help them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no window cleaning at all. But I think God's, God, it's funny.
Well, I mean, what a gift to have that kind of permission to be confident and, okay, I'm on the right track.
Man, yeah.
And from my own personal experience, when I have that, not only permission, but encouragement from the most important people in my life to say, you're doing the right thing. It's surprising to me almost every time how much that just releases some confidence and energy.
Yes.
And like all the uneasiness, like, it's like we never can fully commit to something if we think we should be doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're always like halfway committed, but a little something like, here's some resource.
Yeah.
For you, God believes in you. This is what I've asked you to do, but you also have the support. And hopefully we get this here and Kinected as well, that we support each other in those things, that when we are in that right space, that we also feel that support, encouragement.
Sure.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, and I've been able to experience that. I think we can talk a little more about that, but you talk about the people closest to us, right? And for sure, I mean, there has been moments where like you personally don't feel too sure because of how things are looking. And, my wife has been amazing. It's the whole thing. It's been it's been an eye-opening experience, and just to have her at my side and see how strong she is.
Yeah,
she's been able to like lift my face and help me keep going for sure.
That's great. Jorge, what inspired you to join the Kinected community, and how has being a part of it impacted your work?
Well, I think it connects, with your previous question too, right? Where just confirmations of that you're following the right path, that you're taking the right steps. Not too long after, probably days after we made the decision and that event happened where somebody came and blessed us with that money, we went and got the tools. I started working. Within a week, I connected with a friend, Jason Cronheit, from Assemble Marketing.
Another Kinected member here, yeah.
We hadn't seen each other for a couple years. So he said, hey, let's get together, let's have lunch and, catch up. So we had lunch. We talked for about, an hour or two. And right at the end, actually, it wasn't until we were about to go on our way that I mentioned, hey, we've been going through this and I feel like this is what God wants me to do. And he's like, man, we need to work together, because I've been talking to some friends about supporting Christian businesses who wants to expand the kingdom. And one of the specific examples that we talked about was commercial window cleaning. So we need to talk. And, he invited me here to his office. We've been chatting here. And then eventually I met you and started meeting other people.
Came to some United Say events.
To some United Say events. Yeah. They also office here. Actually, and during that time when I was already working, doing the window cleaning and different co-working space, I did their windows and they basically offer a space for me. But, it was just, how I was able to connect with people here and how just those meetings, right, were helping as confirmation in my own journey. That I said, no, I have to be here, right?
Well, it's part of our name. So getting connected is, I'm glad to hear, because that's really our hope here. Jorge, tell us about your core mission or the unique value of your business, and what problem are you solving for clients?
Yeah, so in a short phrase, we just want to help people thrive. And that can take all kinds of shapes and forms. Obviously, our name says window cleaning. So in the most basic form, we want to help you solve the issue of having to clean your windows, right? Whether at home or at your business. But, we are using this business as a platform to be able to support discipleship and mission work. So we want to help people thrive because, we want to either have young people mentor them, disciple them, or people who want to turn their life around. Right? They've gone through some negative experiences and they're struggling to find opportunities. We want to be able to provide opportunities, and also through the company, in a way, we want to be a stepping stone for them to learn, to grow, and eventually move on to whatever God wants for them.
So, a lot of companies getting off the ground. Once we get profitable, give me 3 years, then we'll start giving back. You were already giving in your service and your role already in the community.
Yeah.
And we're really building the business around that. How do we build a business that supports service to the community, service to youth mentoring, and things like that? And so I love how it's just getting baked in to the very DNA and the purpose of Celestial.
Yeah, me too. And like you said, maybe a year and a half before we decided to start the business, during those 4 years that I mentioned earlier, that's where God gave us the passion, the open our eyes to missions, or the need for discipleship within missions. And he first opened the opportunity to become mission pastors at our local church, at Faith Church, not too far from here. And then eventually he guided us into this direction. And because of the connections and the people who has been supporting us, the vision has become clearer, right, of how we can use this to support, the other.
Okay, I love it. Can you share a success story with us or a project that you're particularly proud of that showcases what you do? And if you don't, I'll full disclosure, Celestial does all the windows here at Kinected, and I love the professionalism of that. But,
thank you.
So besides Kinected,
yeah, I mean, I can honestly think of a particular project that I could describe, but my favorite experience so far, which I think I'm blessed enough to have that happen often, is almost like the revealing moment, right, where the owner comes out and and you can see the realization of like, oh man, it looks great, I love it, and the house just feels different. Just that experience for me, for some reason, I just find it very rewarding.
Yeah.
More than anything else. And in some cases, we've been able to, pray for people, explain a little more of why we do things. So we're able to connect in a more personal base with the owners and with the customers instead of just like a regular business transaction. So I love that.
Love it. And you do commercial and residential
yes.
in your windows. What's one thing, though, that you wish more people knew about your industry or the work that you do?
Something that I wish more people knew. Something that I wish I knew at first is that it's actually more physical than what it looks like. But it's fun. Besides that, I can think of anything else.
Anybody who's ever tried to wash their own windows at their house knows it's way harder than it looks.
Yeah.
There's some techniques, there's some tools, there's something magical.
It's amazing how just a little squeegee or a little something, the amount of difference it can make, for sure.
Yeah. Sometimes sweat is the magic tool. Okay? Yeah. Not getting sweat on the windows. The hard work, right? Well, have you collaborated with other Kinected members? And if so, how did those partnerships come about and what was the outcome?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, just from the very beginning, being able to connect with Jason Cronhide, who is like a guru in marketing and business strategy. He's been a humongous blessing. United Say, just being able to just have access to that network of other businesses and other people, right? I've been able to find some mentorship. Somebody was able to connect me with the owner of a 30-year-old window cleaning company, right?
Nice.
And when I was able to connect with that owner, the owner was like, hey, I feel like I need to help you. So let's just get together and I'll just teach you my tricks to help you be more efficient, faster, so that, you can grow better. Just vital, just different people just coming on board, and everybody's so open. Everybody I've been able to have a little bit of conversation on what we're doing. Everybody's been so supportive.
Yeah.
And from either gifting me a book just to provide a little bit of guidance to actually investing the time to like, okay, let's make a plan, let's strategize, let's build a campaign, let's build your brand. I mean, I'm beyond grateful. I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for all those connections.
Yeah. Now, so you're part of the Cohort 6 and the Vital Accelerator.
Yes.
Tell the Kinected community a little bit about what that experience has been like and what that is.
It's been thought-provoking. I think somebody used that phrase and I liked it. It's been very clarifying, or it's helped me clarify also how to like put on paper what I have, in my mind or in my heart, for the business. Yeah. So just being able to find the value that you want to propose, or your core values, right? The things that are going to define, or the things that are the essence of the business, right? I think we have 2 sessions so far.
Mm-hmm.
but just being able to find the tools to transcribe what is in here onto the paper so that eventually you can use it for your presentation. Yeah. I think that's very valuable.
Nice. How do you see your work contributing to the broader goals of the Kinected community?
Well, again, because as I'm able to connect with people in Kinected, I think a lot of people here have a common goal of helping others, right? So it's beyond, whether it's a business or a nonprofit or a church, everybody wants to see somebody else, rise or thrive and, find their calling, right. Find their purpose and succeed in it. So I think I've been able to meet more people that I want to somehow open our doors, to their cause than what I actually can right now. Yeah. But I think in the future, right, as we continue to know each other and collaborate, we'll be able to find a way to, do things together that, it may not even necessarily involve cleaning their windows, but, starting something together that will help, orphans or homeless or, second chance people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just exciting, to be honest.
I love it. And I love the potential because I've been with you in Vital, so I know a lot about the business, and I'm excited about the potential and the vision that you have with the business. Some people may not get excited about window cleaning, but I think most people don't get excited about other people's businesses and passions. But when they get to see, especially how you're choosing to build and what you're trying to build your business for, not just to support your own family and your own personal service to the community, but how to build an entire organization that becomes a platform and an incubator for other people to grow, second chances, to have flourishing lives. I love it. So, talk to us about a lesson that you've learned in your career that you think others in our community could benefit from.
Wow.
Besides joining Vital.
Vital?
It was a shameless plug. Besides that.
I think the most important one, which I think, especially, I mean, if you're a Christian, right, that's something that it's kind of like an obvious answer if you had a written test, like, but God is enough.
Okay.
Right. I think right around the time that, right when we decided to, go for it with Celestial window cleaning, God highlighted that verse in Psalms where it says, "Delight in the Lord, and He'll fulfill the desires of your heart." Especially the first part, just delight in Him. And, from that simple phrase, He invited me to start discovering which areas in my life I was trying to draw delight from, other than from other things, other people, instead of Him, or in addition to Him. So, I mean, it's almost 8 months now, I think, but that took me through a journey of, I would even say, painful prayers, right? Where I had to realize, the way that I can explain is like, I would imagine the chair or the seat of delight, and that only God is supposed to be there, right? And where I found myself being frustrated because of finances, or upset because of this person, or because of that, He made me realize, okay, that's taking your joy away because you're trying to get it from it, right, instead of me. So realizing that this person, this situation, this desire was sitting in that place that belongs to God only, generated these prayers where I was like, okay, God, I remove this from this seat and I give it to you. This is not my delight. You are. He, she, right? My family, my wife, my daughters, behaviors, so, whatever blank you can think of. He started like making me realize like, okay, that's not supposed to be there. That's not supposed to give you peace, give you joy. Like Psalm 23 says, right? He's the one who fills your cup, nothing else. So that's been probably like the most powerful lesson, and what I want to make sure that other people know, right? Because you can have plans, visions, even when you're following something that God is telling you to do, in the midst of that, there'll be disappointments, right? Because you're expecting support from X, Y, Z, or you're expecting things to go a different way, in a certain way. And when that doesn't happen, it could, some people even pull back from their calling, right? Because things start getting rough, and there's like, oh no. And they just pull back. But that will be my lesson. God is enough. Just gotta.
I love that. And I love that you don't separate out your spirituality from your work. You don't feel like you have this part of your life over here that's your spirituality, and then over here, I've just got my work. It feels like to me those are very integrated, and not just like overlapping, but the sharing purpose and meaning and fulfillment.
Yeah.
And how you've integrated your faith into your work. Right.
Yeah. I think the most common, the default for most people is to create, what's the word that I'm looking for? To divide their lives in their personality compartments in life, right? Like this is church, and this is why I'm in church. This is my home. This is why I'm here.
Person there, and
this is work, and and it's almost like you're living multiple lives, right? And I think that's when things get heavy, things get stressful, things get complicated. But I believe that we were created, by God. By God for God, right? So that means that everything in my life is by Him for Him, right? So there shouldn't be any compartments. Everything is just one.
It seems like that could be, some people hearing that may feel like that's constraining, but seeing you live that out actually seems very joyful and liberating. And I want to say there's a lightness about you, even in the heaviness of starting a business, which is hard no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Well, yeah, it's been challenging. It's been intimidating. Yep. It's been scary. But just being able to flow in everything from this one identity, it's very freeing, and again, just going back to the lesson, just knowing that you're one source of delight, right? And, if you want to try to like meditate and try to feel delight, different emotions come to mind, right? Happiness, peace, tranquility, different things, right? That your one source is never changing, right? Yeah. Instead of your finances can be one thing today and something completely different tomorrow. Your children's behavior, obedience, right? It's never going to go as you want, right? It's always going to be challenging. You always have to adjust. So, just drawing from this one source, I've been able to feel, keeps me centered regardless of what's going on around. And I think helps me also, maybe not perform, might not be the best word, but allows me to be who I need to be, where I need to be.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I talk about here at Kinected, and one thing, my hopes, is that it's a place to go deeper in our work, deeper in our relationships with each other, deeper in our understanding of who we are, deeper in our business. It's just a deeper place, I hope. Yeah. And so I love that. But let's shift gears for a second. I want to hear something surprising or unique about Jorge that most people in the community might not know.
Surprising, unique. I don't know how surprising people may find this. I usually just like to tell people that I'm from Guatemala. What it's surprising for me is that when I tell someone that I grew up in Guatemala, they always say, "Oh, my sister's husband is from Guatemala, or somebody I know. They always know someone, but for some reason I haven't met.
You don't have any Guatemalan friends?
No, I mean, two maybe, but it seems like there is more than what I think they are, but they're hiding from me, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
we'll start a club here at the Kinected for.
Yeah, we probably need to announce it so they can come here.
So, okay, and now, if your business had a theme song, what would it be and why? And you're gonna have to perform it after you did. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. People are gonna stop the video right there. No, my daughter, one of my daughters, the younger one, she's 2, and she just went through a small season. Wow, it felt longer than what it actually was probably, but she was just obsessed with Toy Story. Mm-hmm. So what's the song? You Got a Friend in Me?
Yeah.
But when you ask a question, that was the first thing that came to mind. And I think it's just because, for the people who are close to me, I want to be able to, be truthful, be transparent, be there for them, right? Obviously, friendships is not just to like, hey, let's go hang out at the park, let's just go have coffee, right? But again, my passion is to whatever knowledge I have, whatever thing I've learned that has helped me thrive and go through the difficult times and succeed in whatever form that looks like, whatever shape that takes. I want to be able to share it and be there for others, right? I want to be able to walk with you instead of just like, oh yeah, it's gonna be okay, I'll pray for you, and good luck. But I wanna be there.
We don't often we think we have friends, but we don't really know what it's like to be a friend or to have a friend. And it's worth exploring. I did not to get off track too much, but the way our world currently functions, the way what technology has done. Technology does an interesting thing where it extends our reach, but usually at the expense of being more shallow.
Yeah.
So we can reach around the world, just kind of a little shallow in our.
Yeah.
And so we miss out on the deeper friendships, what you were just talking about, the loyalty, the service, the encouragement, the accountability, the foot washing, all the things that come from true friendship. And if we don't have those, I've told this story before. We used to go to this place out in Bernie that on Saturday sometimes just a special treat and have breakfast out there with the kids when they were younger. And every time we went out there was this table of old guys. It was like 12 old guys. And they were always there. It was the same group. And I'm like, I don't think I have a table of old guys.
Yeah.
And I think I want one.
Yeah.
And what do I need to do today to make sure I have a table of old guys when I get old? To have those friendships and the stories of, man, you were there for me, I was there for you, and those kinds of things. Well, I guess it takes being there for somebody today.
Yeah, for sure.
And the risk and the vulnerability that goes along with that.
And definitely, yeah. And and again, going back to the connections that have happened in this last season.
Connections with a K.
Connections that connected.
Yeah.
That's probably something that I have to grow into also, right? Because I guess experiences and whatnot, I usually try to like solve things on my own, right? I actually try to like, I can push through, I can do it. But this season of starting a business, having those connections, having people like raise their hand and be like, dude, I want to help you, let me be a part of this, also open my eyes to like, what you're saying, right? Letting people sit at the table with you instead of, just the other way. You mentioned technology, right? I remember at some point just realizing, just being worried about the number of friends, right, in your friends section. And
likes on your post.
Likes on your post and stuff like that. And, the other day we were talking about it, right? Like, I think it's been like almost like a year and a half since I basically unplugged from social networks, and I've loved it. You find out things a day or two after everyone else, but it allows me to, instead of like spending time there, just pick up the phone and text someone who you haven't talked to in a while, right? Or focus on the people who are actually present in your life, with more frequency, and
that's good.
Being able to build those friendships.
Well, how can listeners in the Kinected community connect with you to learn more or to explore collaborating or doing business with you?
They can follow me on Facebook. No, I'm just kidding. No. Celestial Window Cleaning, our website, Celestial HQ, like headquarters, .com, celestialhq.com. We are on Instagram, but my wife manages that. But I'm assuming if you just search for Celestial Window Cleaning on Instagram, you'll find us there.
Yeah.
Phone number 210-473-6812. Or here at Kinected.
Here at Kinected, you office out of the desk room.
Out of the desk room. Yep. Or if you don't find me there, you'll find me probably in the United States office.
Yeah. So are there any specials, services, any opportunities that you're currently offering that you would like to share?
Something that I've been mentioning to people is we're offering up, I guess if it's a home, partial free service, like we'll do like the back windows to your patio or to your pool.
So you can see what it actually is going to look like.
For free, so that you can, test the service, get a good idea of, how we work. The only thing that we ask in exchange is that you can help us with a review on Google, or mention us on, your community, your neighborhood's communication platform, either Nextdoor. So I know sometimes neighborhoods have like their own Facebook group. So if you can mention us there, that'll be great.
And fairly unique, you offer subscriptions instead of just one-time service fees, so you can.
You can get discounts, extra discounts if it's for the home, maybe even free interior cleaning when you subscribe to quarterly cleanings. That way, you don't have to ever think about having to clean your windows anymore, and you can spend that time doing something else.
Nice. Well, thanks, Jorge. That's a wrap for today's episode of the Kinected Podcast. A huge thank you to Jorge Cruz for sharing his incredible story and insights with us. If you're inspired to connect with Jorge or to explore collaboration opportunities, you can reach him at his website at celestialhq.com and to our Kinected community. Keep building those connections and driving impact. We're truly better together. To learn more about Kinected, go to www.kinected.work. And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast for more inspiring stories are going to keep coming. And we'll catch you next time.